Close your eyes and imagine the first light of morning gently touching the waters of the Nile. The world is quiet, the air is cool, and the sky slowly begins to glow with soft shades of gold and orange. Thousands of years ago, long before modern cities and roads, the Nile River was the center of life in ancient Egypt. It flowed calmly through the land, bringing water, food, and hope to the people who lived beside it. As the sun begins to rise, a light mist floats above the surface of the river. Birds call softly in the distance. The gentle sound of water moving against the shore creates a calm and steady rhythm. This river is more than just water. It is survival. It is life itself. Every morning the people who live here wake with the sun. Their days are guided by its warmth and its light. Farmers, fishermen, families, and children all begin their routines as the land slowly comes alive. Small mud brick homes sit quietly near the riverbank. Palm trees stand tall and still. A single wooden boat drifts gently on the water, tied to a post, waiting for the day's work to begin. In the distance, beyond the green land near the river, the desert stretches endlessly. It is silent and still, a golden sea of sand. But here, along the Nile, there is movement. There is life. There is a new day beginning. And as the sun climbs slowly into the sky, the village wakes, one small moment at a time. Inside one of the small mud brick homes, a family begins to wake. The walls are thick and cool, protecting them from the heat that will come later in the day. Soft morning light enters through the doorway, slowly filling the room with warmth. The home is simple, but everything inside has a purpose. Clay pots sit neatly along the walls. Woven baskets hold grain and food. A small oil lamp rests on a low wooden surface. The floor is smooth and clean, packed down from years of daily life. A mother rises first. She moves quietly, careful not to wake the children too quickly. In ancient Egypt, mornings begin early. The cooler hours are the best time to prepare for the day ahead. Soon the air will grow hot, and the sun will sit high in the sky. A child slowly opens their eyes, still sleepy, listening to the gentle sounds of movement inside the home. Outside, distant voices can be heard. Somewhere, a bird calls again. This is the rhythm of life here, simple, steady, familiar. There are no loud machines, no bright lights, just the sound of people beginning another day beside the river. The smell of grain being prepared slowly fills the air. It is warm and comforting, a sign that the morning meal is about to begin, and just like every day before it, life moves forward. As the sun rises higher, the morning meal begins to take shape. Grain is poured carefully into a stone grinder. With slow and steady movement, it is crushed into flour. This simple task is repeated every single day. Bread is one of the most important foods in ancient Egypt. It feeds families. It gives energy for long days of work. It is shared, saved, and valued. The sound of stone grinding against grain is soft but steady. It fills the quiet space of the home like a gentle rhythm. Nearby, a small fire is prepared. Flat pieces of dough are placed close to the heat, slowly baking into warm bread. The smell is comforting, familiar. A scent that has filled homes like this for thousands of years. Children sit nearby watching, waiting. They know the day will be long. Soon the farmers will walk to the fields. Others will go to the river. Some will trade in the market. But for now, there is a moment of calm, a moment to sit together, to eat, to prepare. Outside, more people begin stepping into the morning light. The village is waking fully now, and as the first meal of the day is shared, another ordinary day in ancient Egypt quietly begins. As the morning continues, the time comes to leave the comfort of home. Farmers step outside, carrying simple wooden tools worn smooth by years of use. The air is still cool, but the warmth of the sun is beginning to grow stronger. They walk together along a familiar path that follows the Nile. This journey is made every day, sometimes in silence, sometimes with quiet conversation. On one side, the river flows steadily, reflecting the brightening sky. On the other, fields of green stretch across the land, fed by the rich soil left behind by the Nile's yearly floods. In the distance, the desert waits. Endless and golden, it reminds them how important this river truly is. Without it, there would be no crops, no villages, no life here at all. Footsteps press into the soft earth as the group moves slowly forward. Birds fly low over the water. A small boat drifts past, its wooden frame creaking gently as it moves. There is a peaceful rhythm to this walk, no rushing, no loud sounds, just the steady pace of people who know the land well. For generations, families have followed these same paths, fathers, mothers, children, and grandparents, all walking toward the same fields year after year. The work waiting for them will be hard, but it is honest work. It is necessary work. And as the sun rises higher into the sky, the fields come into full view, ready for another day. Once they reach the fields, the work begins. The soil here is dark and rich, made fertile by the Nile's waters. It is this land that feeds the village season after season. An ox slowly pulls a wooden plow through the earth, guided by steady hands. The movement is slow and careful, creating long lines across the field where seeds will soon be planted. Nearby, others scatter grain into the soil, their steps measured and steady. Every movement is practiced. Every task is familiar. The sound of work fills the air, the soft pull of the plow, the rustle of crops, the quiet voices of people speaking to one another. There is no hurry. Farming here follows the pace of nature. The sun climbs higher, warming the backs of those working below. The air grows thicker, but the work continues. This is how families survive. This is how villages grow. Every seed planted is a promise for the future. Every harvest means food on the table, bread in the home, and safety for another season. And though the work is long and sometimes tiring, there is comfort in its rhythm. The land gives, and the people give back. Together, they create life from the soil. As the day reaches its peak, the sun hangs high above the land. The heat becomes strong now. The air feels heavier. Shadows grow shorter beneath the feet of those still working. This is the time when people slow down. Some step away from the fields to rest beneath a tree. Others sit near the edge of the river where the air feels cooler and the water brings relief. Clay jars of water are passed around. Bread from the morning is shared. A few quiet moments are taken to breathe and recover. There is no rush to return to work. In ancient Egypt, people understand the sun. They respect it. Work begins early, pauses in the heat, and continues again when the air cools. The land grows quiet for a while. The only sounds are the gentle movement of the Nile and the distant calls of birds above. A light breeze moves across the water, carrying the scent of wet soil and growing crops. For a moment, everything feels still, and in this stillness there is peace. Back in the village, the day continues in a different way. Not everyone works in the fields. Some stay behind to trade, create, and prepare for the evening ahead. In a small open space near the center of the village, people gather quietly. Baskets filled with grain, vegetables, and fruit are set down on the ground. Clay pots are stacked neatly. Woven cloth hangs in the warm air. A fisherman returns from the river, carrying his catch. A woman examines the fish carefully, trading a small amount of grain in return. There is no shouting, no chaos, just the calm sound of voices speaking and hands exchanging goods. This is how the village supports itself. A potter shapes clay into bowls and jars that will be used for cooking and storing food. A basket maker weaves reeds together, creating something strong and useful. Children move through the space, curious and full of energy. They watch, they learn, they help when they can. Life here is simple, but it is full. Every person has a role. Every skill matters. And as the sun slowly begins to lower in the sky, the village prepares for the return of those who worked in the fields. Another day is moving gently toward its end. As the sun begins to lower in the sky, the heat of the day slowly fades. In the fields, work comes to an end. Tools are set down. Hands brush dust from linen clothing. The long day is almost finished. Farmers begin the walk home along the same path they followed that morning. But now the light is softer, the air feels cooler, and everything seems quieter. The sky slowly changes color, from bright gold to deep orange, then to soft shades of pink and purple. Birds move across the horizon, returning to rest. Small boats drift gently along the Nile, carrying people back toward the village. Footsteps are slower now. The body is tired, but the mind is calm. There is comfort in this moment. The sound of water moving beside the path feels familiar. The smell of warm earth still lingers in the air. In the distance, small homes begin to glow as oil lamps are lit one by one. Children run ahead, excited to greet those returning from the fields. Voices call softly across the open space. A quiet laughter can be heard. This is the time of day when work fades and home takes its place. A time to return, a time to rest, a time to be together again. And as the final light of the sun slips behind the desert, as night begins to settle over the village, families gather together outside their homes. The air is cooler now. The sky darkens slowly. Oil lamps flicker softly, casting warm light onto the ground and walls. The evening meal is simple, but comforting. Fresh bread from the morning is shared. Vegetables, dates, and sometimes fish are placed into clay bowls. People sit close together, enjoying the calm after a long day. There is no rush. This is the quietest part of the day. Voices are softer now. Conversations are gentle. Someone tells a story, perhaps about the river, the harvest, or memories from years past. Children listen closely, sitting beside their parents. They learn through these moments. They learn through listening. The soft crackle of a small fire can be heard nearby. The smell of warm food drifts through the air. Above them, the first stars begin to appear. In ancient Egypt, the night sky feels endless. Without the bright lights of cities, every star shines clearly. People look up often. They see patterns, they see stories. They see something greater than themselves. And in this peaceful moment, surrounded by family, warmth, and quiet voices, the worries of the day begin to fade away. The world feels calm again. The village slowly grows quieter. One by one, oil lamps begin to fade. Voices soften. Footsteps disappear. The long day has come to an end. The Nile continues to flow gently in the darkness, just as it always has. Its calm movement is steady and unchanging, like a quiet heartbeat in the night. The air is cooler now. The desert rests. The fields lie still. Above, the sky stretches endlessly, filled with stars. For the people of ancient Egypt, the night was a time of peace, a time to rest, a time to prepare for tomorrow. Inside their homes, families lie down to sleep. The sounds of the village fade into silence. Tomorrow will be another day like this one. Another sunrise over the Nile, another walk to the fields, another meal shared together, another story told beneath the stars. And so life continues, steady and simple, guided by the river and the sun. As you imagine this quiet village beside the Nile, allow your mind to slow. Picture the gentle movement of the water, the soft glow of the fading lamps, the peaceful stillness of the night. And as the stars shine above ancient Egypt, let yourself drift and rest.